What's up, guys? So, whenever you go on Instagram, well, actually, I should say, what's up, ladies, since this is more for y'all. Whenever you think about growing your glutes, I'm sure you might go on Instagram or Facebook and look up hashtag booty building or something like that, and it's probably going to come up with some Instagram model, doing some donkey kicks or maybe like some hip thrusters, 3 sets of 15, yada yada yada. And of course, they're going to have this like fantastic ass, that you want to have, but you're going to do all that stuff kind of haphazardly because it's not real laid out on Instagram and Facebook, and you're not going to really get the results that you want. Okay, so not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at building glutes. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you 7 tips to improve that ass. All right, so 1, pre-exhaust. All right, now you're going to say, Philip, what's a pre-exhaust? So let's say you're going to train legs. You're going to go in there and you are going to start out by torching your glutes with a high rep contraction based exercise. This could be simple floor butt-ups. It could be glute kickbacks with a leg curl machine. It could be cable glute kickbacks. But you're going to do something that isolates your glutes really high rep to get it really just burning. You're gonna light your glutes up before you start your heavy lifts. Okay, so that's a pre-exhaust. Normally, my clients, I have them do either glute kickbacks, like I just said, or I have them do floor butt-ups. Just something simple. Okay. Then after you do that, you're gonna go train heavy. Now I know this is not what the Instagram models are telling you, but in order to stimulate growth, you have to have overload. Okay, you also need time under tension on top of that, but the very foundation of building size in any muscle is also building strength. So what you're going to do, you're going to start out with some full range of motion squats. Sumo deadlifts are great too, front squats are great too. Anything that really lets you get down and get that deep, heavy stretch. Okay, now this leads me to my next point. When you're doing your heavy compound lifts, all right, you don't want to come up and drive your hips forward, for example, on squats, like you see so many Instagram models do, and squeeze them. You actually want to focus on the stretch phase. So when you're going down on your squat, you want to make sure you take at least 3 to 5 seconds to get down into the hole, and then you want to kind of maintain that stretch for a second so you can really activate all those fibers. Then you're going to explode back up. Hold it. This is my point number 4, okay? Hold it for 2 seconds at about 80 degrees range of motion, okay? So this means your glutes are not driving your hips forward, okay? They're actually going to be about right here, flexing to hold your body up. Then you're going to do your next rep. Okay, so guys, tip number 4, all right? So we covered pre-exhaust, training with heavy compound lifts, focusing on negatives. So tip number 4, hold your contraction for at least 2 seconds. So anytime you do a squat, anytime you do a hip thruster, anytime you do a glute kickback, when you get to that point of just maximum stress, like on a hip thruster, when you drive your hips up, you're going to hold that for about 2 seconds. This is really going to burn, but it's also really going to stimulate growth, and it's going to help that booty shape up. Okay, next off, and this is gonna blow y'all's minds because I don't see this a lot. Okay, so this is really good for something like Smith machine squats. Okay, you're gonna add horizontal resistance. This means that when you come up and you drive your hips forward on your squats, your glutes are going to resist that motion. Okay, so let's say your hips are going this way, you got a band pulling against you. Okay, so now your glutes are getting pretty much double activated. All right, so the way you're going to do that, you're going to put a band around your hips, and then you're going to attach it, behind you, or have one of your friends hold it, and you're going to do your squats like that. This is really, really, really going to burn, and also, you know, really help you stimulate those glutes a little bit extra, you know, especially if they're having a hard time growing. All right, number 6. After you've trained heavy, you're gonna burn out, okay? So at the very end of your workout, you're gonna go pick an exercise, a contraction exercise, okay? Like hip thrusters, and you're gonna burn it out, all right? So you're gonna do like 6 sets of 20, just really make it hurt. What this does is it pushes all the old blood out, you know, that you just, and lactic acid that you just put in there doing heavy lifting, and it rushes new nutrients and everything into your muscles and saturates them with blood. So when you go to eat, then you start the recovery process and you begin muscle growth much more efficiently, okay? And then finally, my last tip to grow that ass. Ladies, you have to eat, okay? Eat. Calories grow muscles, especially protein. Your tissue's not made of carbs, it's not made of fats, it's made of amino acids, which come from protein, all right? So, you know, post leg day, get you in a good meal with, you know, 30 to 50 grams of protein and, you know, 50 to 80 grams of carbs, low fat, because that's going to interfere with your digestion process and make recovery actually a lot slower, okay? So you want to stimulate all of those growth hormones post-workout with food, okay? So ladies, again, eat. High carbs, high protein after your leg day. Something like even sushi or, you know, breakfast cereal and a protein shake would be phenomenal. You know, you're gonna put on a lot of muscle that way. All right, ladies, so again, let's just go ahead and reiterate. 7 tips to improve that ass, all right? 1, pre-exhaust with a contraction movement like butt-ups. 2, train with heavy compound lifts like ass to grass squats. 3, focus on the stretch phase or the negative of all exercises. You know, that means you want to take 3 to 5 seconds on your way down on squats, leg press, etc. Okay? 4, squeeze the contraction for 2 seconds. It's like on hip thrusters, when you drive your hips up, you're going to hold that for, you know, about 2 seconds, okay? And then 5, add horizontal resistance. Remember, that means when you're doing squats or something like that, you're going to have a band around your hips pulling against your glutes, okay? 6, burn out with hip thrusters or some other contraction movement at the end of your workout. So like I said, 6 sets of 20 on hip thrusters, 6 sets of 20 on glute kickbacks. Just really light those glutes up and get that blood in that tissue so you can begin the recovery process from tip number 7, which is eat. All right, ladies, you're gonna eat. All right, high protein, high carbs, low fat, immediately post-workout to stimulate hormones and stimulate anabolism to really build that booty. All right, guys, I hope this helped you today. So let's go grow those glutes. Happy hump day, guys.